just feeling safe. I think for me, that has been the biggest blessing, because I really did not feel safe where I lived in Rustenburg. They broke into my house. It was always nerve-wracking. It was always a question of being without electricity. Then my alarm's battery would run flat and I would be too scared to go to sleep. So, yeah. And I mean, with Peter working away, I'm alone at home and I've never felt unsafe.
I'm Dr. Chamonix Blanche, ex-corporate and academical, turned CEO and board member of several companies and mother of 4 little extraordinary kids. But it wasn't that long ago that I lacked the confidence, the know-how, and the time to focus on designing and really going after the life that I so wanted to live. A life of freedom, of fairness, and of being fair dinkum to who I really was and what I wanted to get out of this fleeting time that we have on Mother Earth. Fast forward to many lessons learned and moving halfway around the world to the most amazing country, you'll see the life that I now live. One that gives me more safety and freedom than I ever thought would be possible, and that really only existed as a daydream while I was living in South Africa. I created Chamonix TV to give you true spot advice on how you can also live a life in this amazing country, and so that you can see how another couple like us now live in Australia with 4 little kids here in Down Under. And I'll be providing you with step-by-step strategies so that you can make your Aussie dream a reality too. If you're a keen future Aussie who's looking to create a life that excites you and offers you safety, freedom, and opportunity, you have come to the right place, my friend. Welcome aboard.
Hi, Adele. Welcome all the way from, I want to say, beautiful Baldivis down the road. It's almost down the road from me, but it's maybe like a 10-minute drive. How are you doing today?
Very well, and you, Chamonix. It's wonderful to you.
Thank you. Yes, no, I'm doing very well, thank you. We've been having a bit of interesting weather this morning. I want to say I woke up with a bang. We had such like thunder. Did you hear that? Or we had like one very loud one.
Yes, as we never get it, I really do miss that about South Africa. I love the thunderstorms. So the odd occasion that we get it here, but it's like three claps and then it's gone. But it was like major big this morning.
It was, and that's what we get in Perth. We get winter rainfall, which is not something I grew up with, because I grew up with summer rain in Mpumalanga. So where are you from in South Africa, Adele?
I was born in Rustenburg, raised in Brits, so the northwest, studied in Pretoria, and then traveled and lived all over South Africa and all over the world, really. It was amazing. I was single. I really didn't think I was going to ever get married or meet someone. And when I turned 45, I knew I had to make peace with the fact that I was probably going to be by myself and stay in South Africa. And then I met Peter, and we got married, and I moved to Australia. And as I said, it was at a point where I knew my age was against me. I've tried various times and it didn't work. And everything just fell into place. And I always knew that I was not meant to live in South Africa, because my being could not function within the chaos that was happening in South Africa. But I couldn't make it happen.
So how did you then get in, if you say your age was against you, and what visa category did you then apply for?
I applied for a spousal visa. So I got in on a spousal visa because Peter was in Australia. So he was an Australian citizen.
And he's obviously South African.
He is a South African, yes.
Oh,
yes.
wow. So how long has he been living for in Australia at that point in time?
They came to Australia in 2006. So,
Okay.
yeah, he was already in
So
Australia.
he was Aussie, like he knew that he wanted to stay in Australia, and he was very content. That is so beautiful. And Peter is working away. You told me just before we started the interview. What does Peter do?
He is a boilermaker by trade. So yes, he does FIFO. So it's a completely different lifestyle with being married and in a strange country and not having your husband work from home. He works away. So I had to find my own way and, build my life in the times that he's not at home. So, yeah.
Do you work at the moment?
No, I don't. I get to be a housewife, which is a title I never thought I would have on my resume.
Well, I guess that also gives you an opportunity to think and reconsider what you do like or what you would like to do. And it gives you a second chance of redesigning, redeveloping who Adele wants to be for the, I won't say the second half of your life.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
And you're in Baldivis. Did you move directly to Baldivis? Has Peter been living there all along?
Yes, he was settled in Baldivis and bought the house here, and I moved direct to Baldivis, and I love where we live. I really love Baldivis. It's close enough to the ocean and to the highway if I have to take him to the airport, to Wanborough Station if I need to catch the train to go into the city. So I'm very happy living here.
Oh, it's a beautiful spot. It is so, the beaches there,
Yes.
The closest beaches that you guys have from where you are. You're probably about, 10 minutes down the road from the beach, Baldivis? Yeah.
Yes. If it's that far.
Just turquoise water and white sand. That's so beautiful. I love it.
Me too.
Tell me a little bit, Adele, about the visa process. Did you apply for the visa yourself or did you go through an agent?
No, I did everything myself. It is quite a process. There's a lot of paperwork involved, but if you can do it yourself, it takes being organized and just systematically and doing everything. If you get a checklist, you do everything according. They really give you everything that you need to do. And if you have all your information and you just follow the systematic list that they give you, you can do it. And I just thought, I've got the time, I can do it, and that can save Peter a lot of money. And I'm glad I did it. So I did my spousal visa, and then you get your bridging time, and then you get your documentation that you have to submit to get PR finally, and then your citizenship, which I received this year as well. So it's been an amazing blessing.
Wow.
I did everything myself.
What was the hardest part for you about that application, if anything, like if you have to point to a specific thing?
It was to get the right documentation in South Africa and on time. What I didn't realize was that the marriage certificate that they hand you in South Africa at the time that you get married is not acceptable here in Australia. They want
unabridged
wedding certificate, which is printed in South Africa. And I mean, to try and get stuff done from here over there.
It's essentially a tick the box kind of exercise for you. Just follow step 1, step 2, get this document, step 3, get this document, step 4. I mean, if you can read, you should be able to do it. And what has been the best thing so far for you about living in Australia, Adele?
Oh my goodness, where do I start? Just feeling safe. I think for me, that has been the biggest blessing, because I really did not feel safe where I lived in Rustenburg. They broke into my house. It was always nerve-wracking. It was always a question of being without electricity. Then my alarm's battery would run flat and I would be too scared to go to sleep. So, yeah. And I mean, with Peter working away, I'm alone at home, and I've never felt unsafe where we lived. I mean, there's no bars in front of my window, no security gates, nothing in front of the yard. Everything is open. So many times I forgot to lock the front door or the sliding door at the back is open. And I've just never been afraid, and being able to go for walks on beautiful pathways, and I don't have to be scared of who's going to jump out somewhere and harm me.
Exactly. Yeah, don't have to do this all the time.
No.
Looking over the shoulder.
Yeah, I had to stop walking and I had to stop cycling, literally, because it was just too unsafe.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. I'm so glad that after all these years of you having had this dream about one day living in Australia and almost having given up on it, how that actually eventuated. And so thank you for sharing that with our viewers, because sometimes you just got to trust and
nothing is impossible. Nothing. For me to be here, I thought would be impossible, and I'm here to testify that that's what he did for me. And if you hope and you trust, he can make it possible for you.
Praise God. Lovely. Thanks so much, Adele. We really appreciate you and sharing that testimony. My heart is warm, and I appreciate that so much.
Thank you. It was wonderful to talk to you and share it.
Thanks so much, and we'll be catching up soon again. If you come around this way, heading north, going to past the city, hop into my house and we'll grab a nice cuppa.
That would be awesome. Thanks, Chamonix.
It's my pleasure. Take care, Adele.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you had fun, please remember to hit that subscribe button, and then it'll make sure that you never miss a thing. I'll see you same time and same place next week. Bye for now.